Welcome to Flip TV Morning News. I am Anila Omolara. News headlines. E-hailing driver threatens protest over Lagos Uber dispute. FG plans school safety corps as 137 pupils regain freedom. Kaduna abduction. Four trampled to death in Bauchi arms giving stampede. Beware of fake $900 job. NAPTIP warns Nigeria. Now the news in detail. E-hailing drivers in Lagos State have threatened to stage a protest over the impasse of data sharing agreement between the state government and Uber Technology System Nigeria Limited. Punch Metro learned that the government has won the rider sharing company to comply with the agreement bordering on the integration of the application program interface, otherwise known as API, to enable real-time data sharing for government monitoring and accountability during active trips. However, Uber reportedly claimed that it had been sharing its data with the government through a secured and automated platform but was unclear about the requirement for real-time data sharing. While expressing their frustration, the drivers under the auspice of the Amalgamated Union of App-Based Transporters of Nigeria lamented that the State Ministry of Transportation's enforcement team had started impounding the vehicle of its member operating on the Uber app. The spokesperson for the union, Josie, while speaking with a correspondent on Sunday, said members of the MOD enforcement team make bait requests on the app and seize the vehicle once the driver arrived. He said the union had issued an ultimatum that would lapse this Monday, adding that a protest would follow this should the government fail to end the seizure of its members' vehicle. He said what the government says is that it's his Uber that committed the offense, and according to them, because they cannot get to them as the company has no office yet. Task is being collected from them and an operating license. The government says Uber have no visible office. This propelled them to impound the vehicle of Uber drivers. All this came as a surprise. Also, the federal government has concluded plans to train some newly recruited personnel of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory as the School Safety Protection Squad to halt case of abduction of school children from their schools. The commander of the Nation Safe School Response Coordination Center of the NSCDC, Ahmed Abodurin, disclosed this in an interview with The Punch on Sunday, just as the defense headquarters said troops rescued 137 abducted pupils of the LEA Primary School and the government secondary school Kuriga in Chiko local government area Kaduna with Zamfara State. This came as President Bola Tinubu welcomed the news of the release of the Kuriga school children as well as the release of pupils of schools in Sokoto State, commending all the parties involving in the feed for their valiant effort. The defense headquarters announced that 137 Kaduna school children were rescued, but it did not explain what happened to the remaining, as 287 pupils were kidnapped from the school on March 7, 2024. Effort to get further clarification from the defense headquarters did not succeed, as the director of defense media operation, General Edward Buba, didn't pick up calls to his mobile telephone and had yet to respond to a message sent to him as of the time of filing this report. But the Kaduna State Governor, Senator Uba Sani, in an interview on Channels Television, put the number of the abducted pupils at 137. On March 7, 2024, there were reports that 287 pupils and teachers of the LEA Primary School and the government secondary school Kuriga in the Shiko local government area of Kaduna State were abducted by suspected terrorists who took them into the forest. Their abductors subsequently requested a ransom of 1 billion naira for their release, setting a deadline of March 27, 2024 for the payment. But the director of Defense Media Operation, Buba, in a statement on Sunday stated that victims were rescued in the early hours of Sunday by the troops with support from local authorities and government agencies. In other news, no fewer than four people were reportedly trampled to death on Sunday during an attempt to participate in an arms-giving exercise at Shafa Holding Company plc on Jos Road in Bauchi, Bauchi State. Punch Metro gathered that the incident happened at about 10:20 a.m. when the company was holding its annual Zakat exercise, otherwise known as almsgiving, to help the less privileged in the state. The state police public relations officer Ahmed Wakili, who spoke with the Punch Metro over a telephone conversation, disclosed that 5 people became unconscious as a result of the stampede, noting that 4 were confirmed dead by the doctor on duty at the Abu Tafewa Balewa Teaching Hospital, Bauchi. He said the command received a distress call at about 10:20 a.m. from Abubakar Tafewa Balewa Teaching Hospital, Bauchi, indicating that 5 people were brought to the hospital unconscious due to the stampede. A call was received from a Good Samaritan. Upon receiving the call, the Commissioner of Police, Musa Mohammed, directed the area commander to the scene of the crime. He, however, warned others who intend to give arms to the less privileged to always carry along other stakeholders, especially the police, to control the crowd. Finally, the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons of Sunday warned the public against accepting job offers from entities masquerading as oil and gas companies. It identified this as a new ploy by suspected human traffickers who are exploiting coordinated global brand trade makers and offering unrealistic oil and gas job offers to traffic unsuspecting persons between 15 and 35 years to neighboring West African countries for various forms of exploitation. Under the guise of lucrative employment opportunities in gold mining and oil companies, victims are enticed with promises of monthly income as high as $900, which, as always, are blatant lies, said the General Director of the agency, Fatima Waziri, in a statement on Sunday. And that's the Flip TV Morning News. I am Angela Omolara.